Welcome, story lovers, to A Tale from the Heart of Africa, a story that flows like the great Zambezi River itself. This is a story about a little white dove, a mighty crocodile, and the music that connects all living things. In a time not so long ago, where the vast Zambezi carves its path through the land, a gentle white dove decided to make her home. She chose a sturdy branch of an old baobab tree, one that hung gracefully over the wide, flowing waters. Here, high above the river's steady current, she carefully wove a nest of twigs and soft leaves, a safe haven from the world below. Every morning, as the first rays of sunlight kissed the surface of the water, turning it into a shimmering sheet of gold, the dove would begin her day with a song. It wasn't a loud or boastful tune, but a soft, melodious hum that seemed to carry a piece of the dawn's tranquility within it. This gentle sound would drift from her nest, floating down like a feather onto the river. It spread over the waves, a delicate blanket of peace that calmed every creature it touched. The fish would swim a little slower, their scales catching the light. The hippos would yawn contentedly, and even the tiny insects buzzing amongst the reeds seemed to move with a more gentle rhythm. The river and all its inhabitants lived in a state of serene harmony, all thanks to the dove's morning song. But one morning, the peace was shattered. From the murky, hidden depths of the river, a colossal figure began to rise. It was Crocodile, the ancient king of the Zambezi. His hide was like cracked, ancient earth, and his eyes, to cold, yellow slits, broke the surface first. He watched the dove for a long moment, his powerful body almost entirely submerged. The water swirled around him as he finally spoke, his voice a low, threatening hiss that rumbled through the water. "Why do you sing, little bird?" He growled, the sound laced with ancient authority. "Don't you know? This river, every drop of it, every fish, every ripple, belongs to me." The dove, perched on her branch, didn't flutter or flee. She looked down at the immense creature, her tiny eyes showing no fear, only a calm understanding. She tilted her head, and a gentle smile seemed to touch her beak. "Oh, great crocodile," she replied, her voice as clear and pure as the morning air. "If the river truly belongs to you, then my song is a gift. I will sing for the river, and in doing so, I will sing for you too." She believed her music was for everyone, a thread to connect the sky and the water, the small and the great. For a few days, an uneasy truce held. The dove continued her morning serenade, and the crocodile listened from his watery kingdom. But a seed of envy had been planted in his heart. He saw how the other creatures responded to her song. He saw the way the light seemed to dance on the water when she sang, and he grew resentful. This was his river, his domain. Why should this tiny, insignificant bird command so much attention and create so much beauty? His pride, as vast and ancient as the river itself, began to fester. The jealousy grew into a dark, swirling cloud within him. He couldn't stand that her simple song held a power he, with all his strength, could not command. One morning, his jealousy boiled over. As the dove began to sing, her beautiful reflection appeared on the placid surface of the water. Seeing this image, this ghost of the bird in his own domain, sent Crocodile into a rage. With a furious roar, he lunged forward, his massive jaws snapping shut on the reflection. He thrashed his powerful tail, churning the clear water into a muddy, chaotic mess. The dove's reflection shattered into 1,000 ripples, and startled by the sudden violence, her song faltered and then fell silent. The air grew heavy and still. In the days that followed, a profound change came over the Zambezi. Without the dove's song to greet the morning, the river grew restless and gray. The vibrant life it once held seemed to shrink away. The colorful fish, once so bold, now hid deep within the murky depths, afraid of the river's gloomy mood. The tall, green reeds along the banks, which used to sway gently, now bent and drooped as if in sorrow. Even the sun, which once bathed the river in a warm, golden glow, seemed dimmer, its light struggling to break through the oppressive quiet. The harmony was broken. Crocodile felt the change more than anyone. The river, his river, felt cold and empty. The silence was not the powerful silence of a king in his court, but the hollow silence of a forgotten place. There was no joy, no peace, no life. It was then, in that profound emptiness, that he finally understood his colossal mistake. The river was not justice to command. It was a living, breathing entity that thrived on balance and beauty. It missed the dove's song. His pride had cost him the very soul of his kingdom. Humbled, he surfaced once more, the morning sun casting a pale light on his rugged hide. He looked up at the dove, who sat silently in her nest. His voice, when he spoke, had lost its hiss. It was quiet, filled with a regret as deep as the river itself. "Sing, dove," he said, his yellow eyes meeting hers. "Please, sing again. I was wrong." "The river is yours as much as it is mine." Hearing the sincerity in his voice, the dove smiled. She took a deep breath, and once again, her beautiful, clear song filled the air. As the first notes floated down, a miracle happened. The water began to clear, the mud settling back to the riverbed. The surface started to shimmer and sparkle with a renewed peace. The fish emerged from their hiding spots, the reeds straightened up, and the sun seemed to break through the clouds, bathing the entire Zambezi in its warm, life-giving light. Harmony had returned. And so, the dove and the crocodile learned a timeless lesson by the water's edge. They discovered that true harmony isn't born from ownership or power, but from sharing and acceptance. It grows in the space where pride gives way to peace, reminding us all that the world is more beautiful when we make room for one another as songs. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey down the Zambezi. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more tales from around the world. Until next time, may you find harmony in your own life.